Hi everyone, welcome to this general reading. If you resonate with these messages or find them helpful, then they are for you. Let's get into it. Before I started recording here, and I was just tuning into, what does the collective need to hear, I heard standing on a bridge and in transition. So that makes sense. It's almost like you're stepping from one world to another, from one era of life to another. You are in the in-between. You're in this very interesting liminal in-between space. The Emperor. The Emperor. There's something very interesting coming up here about control. And I'm hearing, are you really in control? Are you really in control of what you think you're in control of? What are you actually in control of? Is the control you think you have an illusion? And is this illusion causing damage in your life? So, what does it really mean to be in control? I would say 99% of life we have no control over. But what is that 1% of control we do have? I think that is our relationship to ourselves. We have control over our relationship to ourselves, how we treat ourselves, how we choose to respond to life. The only real control we have is right here. It's not out there. But I think when that true power is owned fully, then that 1% of control that we do have is as powerful as the 99% of control that we don't. I hope that makes sense. So when you surrender control that you never had to begin with, trying to control the external and make sure that everything out there is exactly the way you think it should be, right? And instead you come back here and you focus on your relationship to yourself and the way that you want to respond to what life presents you with. The impact of that, the ripple effect of that is incomprehensible. So, all right, you're being invited to look at your relationship to control. That's for sure. And maybe that's part of the transition that you're moving through is an awakening around control and how maybe trying to control things that are impossible to control has harmed you. I'm not sure. Let's see. Yeah. It's like, if I can just play puppet master and and control everything out there, then I'm going to be okay. But inherent in that, you're saying fundamentally, as like a default, you're not okay. I'm not okay unless I can control exactly what happens out there. Is that true? Then happiness is conditional. Six of Wands. This is interesting. If you totally accept that you can't control life, you can only control yourself and the way you respond to life, then what makes you happy now? Are you putting happiness off until the external is perfect? Can you choose happiness now? Maybe you can't, and that's totally valid, but maybe you can. And maybe you're avoiding choosing happiness. The Six of Wands is all about joy, celebration, victory, recognition, accomplishment, success. How do you feel all those things when you don't have control over life? You choose to feel those things now. And not as a form of bypassing, right? Like if you are genuinely grieving, don't choose to feel happy. Like let yourself feel grief or anger or sadness or whatever. But just like I said in the last reading, this is kind of reiterating what I was saying before. Outside of those moments when we are genuinely processing anger, grief, sadness, we just don't recognize that joy and happiness is a choice a lot of the time. And if we're waiting until everything around us is perfect, which doesn't exist, to feel happy, then we're basically never going to feel happy for more than maybe like a brief moment. So this joy and this peace and this feeling of success that we really want, it's something that has to come from within us. It can't be conditional. Do you have resistance to that? Do you have resistance to what I'm saying? Are you having thoughts like, yeah, but if I don't get this job, then I won't make enough money, and then this bad thing will happen, and then I'm never going to be happy, and like, you see what I mean? If you're experiencing any resistance like that, I would just take a closer look at that. Are you afraid to let yourself be happy? Even when things aren't perfect. Nine of Cups, wish fulfillment. Mm. This is so interesting. This is so interesting. It, again, maybe I'm just repeating myself, but I feel like the main message that's coming through here is what you think you want, what you think will make you happy. They might just be things that are a form of avoidance. It's like the difference between I'm not going to be okay unless I get that thing versus I'm happy now. I'm okay now. And from this place of internal joy and success, I desire X. Do you see the difference? Totally different. Totally different. So yeah, I think this kind of transition period that you're in, it's about you transforming your relationship to control and desire. What do I really want when I am already happy? It's interesting, isn't it? Because most of the time we think about, we only desire something when we're feeling a sense of not okayness. I only desire health for myself because I am unhealthy. I only desire, I don't know what, whatever. I only desire something because I'm in this extreme, like, vortex of lack of it, desperation, neediness, not okayness. But what if there was another way? What if you could choose happiness now? What if you could just allow yourself to be happy and fulfilled right now? And then, what do you desire? I think that is your authentic desire. Very interesting. Okay. So, wow. All right. I feel like this is like really deep. We could go down this rabbit hole for a really long time, so I'm just probably going to leave it at that. Yeah, so that's what I would just invite you to think about and to journal on. What do I really want when I let myself be happy and okay and feel good now? Desire is not dependent on desperation to exist. You know? And so, yeah, lots of things to think about. And you are definitely moving through a big transition right now. And I think reframing your relationship to desire and control is going to help you to step into this new era, this new phase that you're walking towards, with a lot more empowerment. So, all right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. If you found this interesting or helpful in any way, then you can give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Leave any questions or comments down below. I would love to hear from you, and I will see you in the next reading. Bye.